Welcome back to K&L Farms. I'm Ken. It's cold. It happens. I woke up this morning, minus 18 inches of fresh snow. I'll put on some of this video on the end. When you see a truck, my plow truck, you see the plow truck in the background. Plow truck, you see a plow truck in there. Yes, it's stuck. And yes, I'm in full-time four-wheel drive. And yes, the truck gets out so I can shoot this video. And the reason for this video is you got to watch when you go to buy a homestead. And now remember that where I live is my family lives here, so and I've been in this area for a long time. But what I see is on the social media is it's always glamorized. It's always going to be rainbows. You go out the garden, you plant a few seeds, you get fresh produce, fresh tomatoes, fresh lettuce. Remember that you got to select. When you select wherever your homestead's going to be, you got to monitor, because I know where I'm at is I'm going to get from 1 foot to 2 feet or whatever the case may be. Like this morning, I woke up before daylight. It was minus 8. My first thing when I got up wasn't making coffee, wasn't going on Uber Eats and ordering a pizza. My first thing was all the animals, water troughs are going to be froze. So I got up, I go feed animals, I take fresh water out of the house because we know how to keep the water running in the house, even though if the power's on or off, but doesn't matter because we've got a generator here. Was my first concern when I got out of bed and got my gear to sustain life at minus 8 degrees with 18 inches of snow was I got to go and check my animals. So I go to check my animals, so whether you're going to get chickens or pigs or cats or dogs, whatever the case may be, because your first concern as an animal owner should be their well-being. Used to be when I was a kid, my dad used to say years ago, before I would eat breakfast, the animals had to be taken care of and their well-being had to be taken care of before mine. So I go out and I check a cat, Bootsy. You've seen Bootsy on my channel. Bootsy's not feeling well. Bootsy's got a little issue. I give her clean fresh water, which I pour her fresh water, warm fresh water for her, and in no time I can tell that she's not feeling well. So I've got to get, she's got a little, we call it a condo. She's got a little condo, a little box, heated box, and the power was out for her heated box, so I had to tend to her, to Bootsy, before any of the other animals, because her well-being on this morning was not good. So I crank her heat up in her house and I put some water in. Now I had poured water into the mainstream outside of this heated house, and by the time I went to check on her and check on the chickens, by the time I got back, that water that I just poured, that warm water, had about an inch of ice. It was fully iced. So then I got her house going, and then after I get her warmed up a little bit, enough that she's eating and drinking again, then I came out and started plowing snow enough to get the rest of my family from our homestead to the blacktop in case something happened. And then after that, after I got all the animals done, all the water done, and the road plowed, then I went back in the house and got my first cup of coffee and actually ate. The rest of the family was up by then. So to give you an idea of what homestead really looks like. Now remember, of course, if you get a homestead somewhere in the southwest or even in the south, you're not going to have to deal with minus degrees. But if you get anything north or northwest, you got to deal with cold. I mean, it was cold. It was cold enough this morning that I could come out, do my chores, get my animals fed, and then go back in the house, warm up, and then get more clothes on. So it's not all glamorous. If you're gonna buy a homestead, you're gonna do a homestead type situation, and I promote that you do. You know, this is a better way of life, but just be prepared that where you buy, geographically where you buy, that if you go in the spring or the summer, like a lot of people do where I'm at, they come up in the summer, it's beautiful, it's 80 degrees, we're in a high altitude type situation, might be down, down lower, might be, 100, 110. You come up here, it's 80, 75, 80 degrees. Oh, I love this area. It's beautiful, green, everything. There's both sides of the coin. You got to remember both sides of the coin. Just because you come up in the summertime and you say, hey, I'd like to buy 50 acres and I want to start a homestead in the summertime, you got to remember, you got to deal with the wintertime, unless you're going to be a snowbird, which, there's some thought around that, but we haven't got to that yet. But right now, we're just dealing with, 18 inches of snow a night. Now, we've got a couple, 3 days of that I can catch up, which I'm grateful for. But when I got up this morning, cold. I'm still cold. And it's cold enough that Martin, the barn cat, won't come out and see me, so it's cold. So anyway, I was just going to catch you up a little bit on what we're doing today, and then I'm going to show some videos of me plowing, and this morning, what I did this morning, and that plow was fully stuck in four-wheel drive, and I got it out, and we have had that truck stuck, that we had to go get another truck and our tractor and pull it out, but that truck's doing good this year. So let me carry on, and I'll get to doing what I'm doing. And thank you for watching, and have a good day.